Well, we just had a movie called Sting, a spider movie earlier this year, a couple months ago. Now we have Infested, a French horror film that really ups the ante. This is pretty much the Aliens of spider movies. So anyway, let's review it. Infested stars Theo Christine, Sophia Lesafra, and is directed by Sebastian Vanecek. What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2024 review. I literally just recorded a review for this and my audio did not take. It was all over the place. So I have backup of my shotgun mic just in case. So if my audio sounds a little different than usual, it's probably because the audio didn't take again and I got to figure that out, but at least I have the backup of the shotgun mic. But we're going to review Infested. Sometimes when I review a movie twice, things flow out easier. We'll see if that happens with this go around.
Sure.
But I literally just finished a live stream, a DDLive, and I just realized that Sebastian Vanecek is actually going to be the director of the next Evil Dead movie. They're going to do like 2 different Evil Dead movies, 2 different directors. Sam Raimi's wanting to give a lot of these younger directors, young whippersnappers, a chance at directing these movies. Most of them seem to be foreign directors, which I'm all for because this is a French horror film. And if you know something about French horror films, they go for the jugular. They do not hold back whatsoever in terms of violence. And that's exactly what this does. Let me give you a quick plot synopsis. Our main character is Caleb, played by Theo Christine. He lives in an apartment complex. He's got this sister by the name of Manon. He is our main character of this. He is an animal lover, an insect lover. He has his own like terrarium set up, I guess, in his apartment room. And he also sells tennis shoes on the black market, like Nike shoes. And he comes to this dealer, and the dealer actually has some insects and spiders in the back. The spider we find at the beginning of the movie is discovered in the Middle East. They find this hole in the ground with a spider's nest, and they sell them individually for a lot of money to these dealers. And so in France, Caleb, he gets his hands on one of these spiders, and you can tell he's just like smitten for it. And he puts it in this shoebox, takes it out of the plastic, puts it in the shoebox, and then of course the spider escapes and it multiplies. And man, this movie, like if you're like icky about spiders, especially in movies, then you'll definitely want to stay away from this movie because it's got some creepy ass shit as far as spiders go. Now there are a lot of similarities with Sting in this movie. Both movies take place in an apartment complex. Both movies have main characters that find a spider that they kind of like, and then the spider gets out of control and it's their fault. And you know, there's quite a few similarities actually, but the tone of the 2 films is quite different. Sting is more fun, whereas this movie is more serious, much more serious. Not to say that it wasn't serious in Sting, but you'll see what I mean when you watch this. It goes to another level. And plus, in Sting, you had one spider, whereas this one, I mean, there are hundreds, if not thousands of spiders because they multiply like gremlins, pretty much. But even worse, they get bigger. So this movie, as it goes along, you're going to notice the spiders getting nastier looking, bigger looking, and just really creepy looking. Now, there is like some family drama in here, but I'd say it's lesser than Sting. I hate to constantly keep comparing this to Sting, but Sting just came out like a couple of months ago. I do think this is the better film. That's one of the reasons why, is because, yeah, you do get to know these characters, especially Caleb and his sister. There's just a lot of tension in this family. You know, they're trying to make ends meet. They're doing whatever they can. There's a lot of stress outside of the spiders. And when you throw spiders in the mix, it just gets even worse. But this movie stays focused on the task at hand, being the spiders for the most part. But every now and then you do get to know a little bit of the character struggles that these characters are dealing with. Talking about the directing, Sebastian Vanecek's direction in this, the editing as well, is very professional. I love the way the shots are handled in this movie. There's quite a few scenes where you'll see a character in the foreground, and in the background you'll see a spider, maybe 2, maybe 10, maybe 100, scurrying down a wall, you know, letting the viewer know what's to come. There's quite a few scenes like that, but also just spider violence. This movie is chock full of it. You're going to see spiders crawling in mouths, crawling out of body parts, characters seizing from spider bites. And it's all nasty stuff and realistic, you know, because we all know that spiders exist, and there are some very, very deadly spiders out there. And these spiders happen to be like the deadliest imaginable. So if they bite you, you are royally screwed. But just a beautifully directed movie too. Love all the lighting choices, love the set designs. There's this corridor scene that's going to remind you of like Alien, because it looks like a freaking 100-foot long corridor of spider webbing, and they have to keep the lights on to get through the corridor. And there's like the lights on a timer, which makes it even, you know, really builds the drama in the scene. And so they got to get to the end of there before the light turns off, because if it does, then they're royally screwed. So a lot of fun stuff like that. But this movie just keeps building upon itself and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so when you're in the final act, without giving anything away, let's just say it's almost like there's just a war going on at the end of the movie in this parking structure. And it's just so fun to watch and witness. So I'm definitely giving this a high purchase worthy for sure. This is probably the best spider movie I've seen, like spider horror movie, infestation movie I've seen in maybe ever. It's really that good. And I'm not like the big spider guy when it comes to horror movies, but this is definitely the best, I think. And I think there's no coincidence that it's a French filmmaker. Also, you'll notice my backdrop, I lifted myself up a little bit. I'm actually sitting on a stool instead of my low-sitting chair. And that's because you guys gave me some nice feedback, you know, because I tried 2 different setups now. And you guys told me you like the traditional setup, but I like being able to be closer to the camera. So I lifted my camera up some, raised it up, and I'm sitting on a stool now. So plus you'll get to see like the posters in the background, like my Halloween posters and whatnot, stuff that wasn't in the frame before. It might be a little too high, but I'm happy with it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of Infested. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow my Drumdums on my socials. Support me on Patreon. Become a channel member. Buy me a coffee. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Drumdum out.